This is Josh Smith with GottaBeMobile.com. We're here at Common Grounds in Bluffton, Ohio, checking out how they use an iPad to save time and get work done. This is Phil Zimmerly, and right now he's taking inventory on his original iPad, and he's using numbers to track what would normally be tracked with a computer or with a piece of paper and then entered later into a computer. Phil, how much time does this save you?
When we used to do it on paper, and when we went to this, when we do a full count like this, it saves us about 2 hours.
Gotcha. And so on your spreadsheet, you track all the different items that you need to have in stock, and you have some stuff set up in the background so that you don't have to then go in and figure out what's out of stock. After you take your inventory, it will alert you with formulas. Is that right?
Right. Everything's tied to different sheets. So that's our main sheet, and then you can see at the top it's a little easier to see. Like we have our par, which is what we want to build to or keep. And then it's broke down. So this total count comes from the first sheet, and then we can see our par, what we had after delivery last week, our usage, and then our daily usage as well, so we can kind of predict what we're going to do next week.
Gotcha. And so for a small business, it's really important to make sure that you're not keeping extra quantity when you don't need it, especially for things that could spoil or go bad.
Right.
And with this, you don't have to rely on paper and multiple systems. After you use the iPad to put all this together, you're not finishing it on the iPad, you're sending it to your computer, is that right?
Right. We email the file and then process it on our desktop or laptop.
Gotcha. And then you'll submit your order from there.
Yeah, it depends on the vendor. There's a couple different ways. Some of them we email, some of them we call, some of them come visit, depending on the vendor.
Gotcha. This is a really cool way, and the thing that I like about this is Phil's using the original iPad, showing that you don't always need the latest and greatest iPad to get work done, and I'm sure at the end of the day you can still play some Angry Birds or whatever.
We don't use it for a lot else, a lot of other things, but we actually looked at getting rid of it a couple months ago, but then we decided the value of it to us from a time standpoint, some of the other smaller things we do with meetings and stuff, that it's worth it to keep.
Gotcha. Do you use it with Square or any other type of services?
We have Square. We used. We're not real sure on that one. We're a little out on that one. We use Intuit. The same thing as Square. It's the swipe thing. But we have Intuit software as well that we use on it, which has saved us a couple times.
Great.
Cool.
Thanks. Again,
No
this
problem.
is Josh Smith and Phil from Common Grounds in Bluffton, Ohio.